Okay. Yes, I'm recording. I was trying to wait for my countdown, but that didn't happen. So, hello, Masalam, Shalom, welcome. I was not prepared. Well, I was kind of prepared because I'm here, but anyway, I wasn't really prepared for this just yet. There's a lot of stuff on the screen that comes up, and once again, like I said, this ain't easy. I haven't been here for a minute. I've been missing a lot last year. Let me just welcome you to the Shuttle. My name is Asar, and I live in Las Vegas, Nevada. And I record very late at night because where I live is extremely noisy. Doesn't bother me. Previously, I was a military wife, spouse, and so we live near military installations, and I can deal with the noise. Usually, the noise that we get here at night are trains. Where I live, trains come through. But I want to welcome everybody. Assalamu alaikum to all of my friends. Shalom. Hola. And just welcome everyone. Thank you for coming back. I am so excited. I looked at my analytics and I had like 15 people who watched it. Oh my gosh, that's a lot from last year. I know that doesn't seem like anything. Those people that got those plaques on the wall, we'll get there. No rush. We'll get there. So, like I said, welcome everybody back. If this is your second time coming back, thank you so much. It's kind of weird, like talking to this camera. I'm not a big person of talking to the cameras, but I got something to say, so here I am. Let's see. So, what's been going on since last time I was here? We were here together. I have been busy getting my room back together. For y'all who don't know, that my room was had a water. This is how the insurance company put it: exclusion, whatever, intrusion, and it had twice, and so it I had to take everything off the walls. They had to come in. They had to the mold. They had to make sure they did something to the molding in the walls, and they tore out all the walls, not all the walls, but the walls where the water was coming from. They had to tear up my floors, and it happened twice. It happened. It happened in July. Yeah, around this time of the year, and then it happened again in September. And then in September, the next day, I got sick. I mean, real sick. It was surgery sick. So it's been a while for me coming back, but I want to thank everybody for hanging in there. And I only have some time to heal, still healing. But like I said, I'm here in the room, back again. We got some things up on the wall. We got some pictures on the wall. Got my baby up here. Okay, over here. I have my embroidery machine up. I did some embroidery the other day. Let me see if you can see this. Okay, put a little bit closer. And of course, this is going to be backwards, right? That's just how life is. Anyway, but I did some embroidery the other day I'm making a quilt for a friend who has been moaning and groaning about, there's another, and I downloaded these embroidery designs from embroiderydesign.com. I'll leave a link in the description box here. I'm not an affiliate, but they have some great free embroidery designs. I feel like one of these was free. So, and I had it for quite a while. So, you have an embroidery machine. I have a Husqvarna, but they do Husqvarna, Bath, Brothers. I think they do Baby Lock. I'm not sure, but they do a lot of, and they also will digitize for you. And I think that's amazing that someone can actually digitize. I don't know, but they will. And I found out the other day that they make patches if you need patches made. But they also have programs that you can download and make your own patches. My machine will make a patch. I have a Topaz 25. I didn't have to turn around. I knew what I had. I had it for a while. But she's my baby. She for a while she was acting crazy because she didn't want to take Madeira threads. I grew up listening to Nancy and going with Nancy, and there was nothing but Cosplay needles and Madeira threads. And I had an Elna before I had this one, and I had a whole collection of Madeira threads. But I have managed to bring some other types of threads into my life. I don't know if you can see here. Yeah, there's my thread wall back there. That's just some of my threads. That's just some of my threads. Yeah, by the way. And I know I spoke about this before, and I might have shown them before, but that's one of my AccuCut cutters. I don't know what's going on. I don't know what happens when you get a little older. It's hard to cut straight. So I use my machines when I can. I only have a few dies, but they help me a whole lot getting by. Actually, my granddaughter's Burdette is a 420. She's really old, but she's a powerhouse. And I don't know if my granddaughter's going to get her back. Okay, but this is my granddaughter's machine. I'm trying to debate whether or not if I get a new one, if she takes this one, I might go ahead for a Janome HD9. I don't know if I mentioned this before, but I work. I don't know if I call it work, but I do a couple of classes at a local sewing bag, all discount sewing bag, and I had an opportunity last week to play around with that HD9, and I decided to watch a couple of videos of people who had their HD9s. I think her name is A.M.A. and I can't remember her name right now, but I'll list her video. I think I can put it on the what is that, description box. I'll see if I can link her because she is on YouTube, and I'll see if I can link her, and that way you can watch the review that I watched. And she was right on the money, and I'm so glad. I don't know if she knows this, but there's a walking foot for that HD9, Janome HD9. And the reason why I love Janome is I know I have a room full of different machines, but under here, oh my gosh, I'm so happy for her. This is my Janome air thread. I've never had an air thread, and these are fantastic. So if you have a serger, that's what this is. She's a serger, and I don't have to thread those loopers because the air thread will thread the loopers for you. I can have to thread the needles, but it's amazing to have that. This is my grandbaby's quilt. Y'all seen this last time. So just go back in the last what's it called? My last podcast. You just watch the next podcast, the last one. This is my grandbaby, my great grandbaby, and grandbaby quilt that I just finished. It just needs a label, but I'm trying to create my own label. So I haven't put the label on yet. I'm still trying to figure out how I want my label. I had a friend a couple of years ago who went to Etsy and someone, what's the word? They embroidered a label for, and it had her her face features, and she's on a sewing machine. It was so cute. I think I like that kind of stuff made. I'm not sure yet. I've gone on Canva, and I don't know. I'm going to play around with it a little bit more before I get this thing out of here, because it's time for me to finish up some more quilts. Let's see what else I got here. So that's what I've been up to. My life has been really good at the Solvac. And if you're here in Las Vegas and you want to take some classes, we now have children's camp. I'm not doing it. There's this other lady who awesome does the children's camp, and they're not quilting, so she's doing that. And we are at 4040 West Craig Road, Las Vegas, Nevada. This is Las Vegas, New Mexico, so I want you to get stuff going over to Mexico and put some stuff over there. So, just so you know, things are going good. I have a book class that I assist with. Let's see what other classes I do. The guy that owns the shop, poor guy, he doesn't quite get it, but we are going to start a children's quilt class, embroidery. We do have embroidery class, but crochet class. We have a lot of people been asking if we do crochet. Well, look at my name down there. It says hook, right? No, I crochet. I also knit, and I got some knitted things to show you too. So we're gonna start that. Let's see. Things are going. Like I said, I'm grateful. People don't get the idea why sewing vacs go together. Sewing machines and vacuum cleaners go together. Here's how I put it. They plug in the wall, y'all. Okay. A lot of times people only have. I've never purchased a sewing machine from a fabric store. I just had a birthday last week. I turned 7 years old. I've been around a long time, and never have I ever purchased a sewing machine from a fabric store. My mother never purchased them from there. I never did. I don't know if I don't trust them, but I know that if I need something fixed, if I bought it from there, they usually fix it. They also warranty it from there, and I'm sure the fabric store will warranty your machine at their stores. I don't know because I never bought one there, but I know for sure that the Solvac will warranty your machine before you leave if your machine has warranties. Some sewing vacs will sell pre-owned machines, and I don't know if you get warranties on those pre-owned machines, especially if they're a certain amount of years old. However, a sewing vac will guarantee your machine. Some of them will for 30 days. So, I don't know. I used to work at CarMax. Okay, so it's the same thing. If you want to get something that has a warranty on it, or get one. Get something good. That's why I tell people. And some machines do have trade-in value. I'm trying to remember if Solvacs will have a trade. They do have a trade-in. They have Kelly Blue Book, just like cars, where you can trade your machines in. I always tell people don't over expect how much you're going to get paid for a machine. Go get the sewing machine Kelly Blue Book and look it up if you're going to trade your machine in, and be realistic. If you smoke, more than likely your machine is going to turn yellow. That will really, really degrade the price of your machine. If somebody in your house smokes, trust me, it's going to turn the machine a horrible, nasty yellow. It'll look like smoker's teeth, and that will reduce the price of your machine. If your machine's never been cleaned and it's got cruddy oil on it, this machine here wasn't clean when it was given to my granddaughter. I took her in $45 later because she is a manual machine, so it wasn't that expensive. She looks like a brand new machine. I wasn't trying to sell. Now, it was really hard trying to get bobbins for her. I finally, Chris at the store, at the Solvac, he found bobbins in that same day. I ordered bobbins from another store, not a Solvac, but another store, and who actually sell Berninas. And I had to wait 10 days for them to come back with the wrong size bobbins. Okay, so if you have a machine that has hard to find parts, try your Solvac. Those guys back there, You should see what it looks like in a setback in a workroom. It's a mess, but they have all kinds of stuff back there. So if you need parts for your machine, or you need your machine fixed in, it's one of those obscure models. Try setback. All right, enough of that. Like I said, my life there is pretty good. I'm on a schedule, which is good for me to be on schedule. I don't think what else is going on. My health is up and down. I am planning to get my hip replaced this year. I can get rid of this thing here because I go through them quickly, and I'm kind of rough. I'm so glad I never really had it. I grew up in an era where a lot of children had polio, and I'm grateful, very grateful that my parents took care of me. I got vaccinated and everything, and I didn't have polio, because one summer, that's what happens. Kids get out of school. Back then, kids got out of school for that summer, and not all of them made it back. All of them made it back, and walking the same way we left out of the school. So many of them came back with those crutches, more than one. And I'm grateful, but I'm really rough. I'm grateful I never had to have them as a child. My parents probably would have went bankrupt trying to replace my crutches. So anyway, let's talk about what I've been up to as far as crafts. So let's see. This is my favorite. When my sewing room was down and I was really depressed, crazy, didn't know what was going to happen next and all that kind of good stuff. Hold on just a second. Vegas is hotter than the devil's toenails out here. And even when it's not hot, it's dry. So, hold on. Hydration is the key. Okay. So, like I said, I was depressed. And just anxious and just name any feeling you can come up with. That's what I was going through, waiting for this room to be put back together. So, I took to my knitting. I'm a new knitter. I just learned how to knit just at the beginning of COVID. And my house, I had just moved in here. It was crazy. Anyway, I learned to knit, and my biggest project that I have been working on, I know I'm crazy when I do this, is I needed this so badly. Hold on, let me do it. I have been indulging. I put them in the top because I have dogs, and I mostly have a husky. Yes, it is. I hairs all over. But I needed some emotional support, and so I've been making emotional support. This is one of them, and here's her buddy. So I'm going to give you an idea. These are halal emotional support chickens because they don't have eyes. So if you have a belief system that doesn't allow you to make images, this is what they are. If you purchase them from me, I will send you eyes if you really need to have eyeballs, but we don't put eyeballs on our toys like this. So these are two of the smaller ones. Two of the smaller ones. Now, I could have made them where they will sit up, because I made the bottoms kind of flat and that you can kind of sit them down. But I didn't put anything in them to make them stay down because I wanted them to be washable. So they are washable. So if you buy them for your children, I will be putting these up on Etsy soon. So keep an eye out, and I'll put my Etsy address up here. So just keep looking for them. Right now, I have my stitch markers, and we'll talk about that after we finish talking about the chickens, because I want to show you my fluffier one. Now those are the smaller chickens. Those are the smallest ones. And they will be at a different price than the larger chickens. Also, for people who are allergic to acrylics or anything like that, I did make one. I wasn't making another one. Another one was about to be finished. I made one in cotton. So I can't see if this is going to the light. Let's see if I can make this light a little darker here. Better light. Okay. Oh, there we go. There you go. Okay. It's got a little smooshed. So here's a little cone. But this one is we'll have a couple of them made in cotton. So if you're allergic to the fillings, these are a little hard to make because the cotton is really rough on the hand, so it takes a little longer to get them finished. But they will be available. And like I said, they are machine washable. So having and this one is as well. I have this one to me is a little harder than the other cottons that I found to make this out of. And I also will let you know what product that I use. So if I've used the one I'm working on now is a Hobby Lobby cotton, which is color wheel. The ones that I previously showed you, actually those came from they were a gift. They came out of a gift basket, and I can't remember where they came from. Some like Crafty Choice or something. But here's the there's a song out of Caron. Isn't she beautiful? Oh my god, she's such a I love those colors. Oh, I love how it's showing up here. Nice and rich. That's her bottom. And I haven't given them names. So I think I'd rather allow the person who purchased them to give them names. So like I said, these are emotional support chickens. There is okay, all of these are from Karen. Karen Yarns. And another one here that's from Karen. And now the next one I'll show. I don't have the big fluffy ones that have the mohair. But I do have some that have mohair, and they're huge. But these are from Karen. And these, like I said, emotional support chickens. If you want the pattern, I will list it down below. So you can make your own emotional support chickens, or you can buy some chickens from me. They don't come with eggs. Okay, they do not come with eggs. Okay, these are the last ones. I don't know why this one is a little bit bigger than the other ones, but now this is showing up with a pink cone, but it's actually red. It's like a reddish cone. Yeah. Actually, this is weird because this is the right color, but they almost look the same, but they're not. This is a piece of red in the salmon color too. But yeah, these are my works in progress while while I was in stress, while I was stressed out. But they're great, and like I said, the next time I show up, I will show you the bigger chicken. Because I think I only bought in the Caron, so that you can see what they look like when you make them out of Caron and cotton and a lesser quality yarn. So let me put this back up because it looks awful dark in here. Okay, brighten things back. Alright. Yeah. Like I said, it's pretty late at night, so the lighting is really weird. So that's what I've been up to. And some other things I've been up to. I made some purchases. Well, like most of you know, the word here, Thimble, right here. Anyway, part of my name is Shuttle. And I haven't done a lot of weaving. I had a house guest for about a year now, and I haven't wove. It's kind of hard to do my work because they're in my weaving area. Kind of hard to do that work when someone is in it. And but I plan to get back to it. And one of the things that I needed, and it's going to come up twice in this conversation, is a yarn meter. Now, I purchased it the way it was, and I like things that are mechanical, that I don't always have to have electricity to. So that I'm planning that my power will go out, but you never know. We just had a big power outage in town. Okay, that noise you hear, my dog. It's Jack Russell. She's old and she has GERD and she refuses to take her medicine. So several times a day she sounds like a cat. Are you okay? She's so surprised that she refuses to take medicine. I have to hold her down, and it's like holding down a gorilla. I'd rather hold down a gorilla. Anyway, back to this. This is okay, don't worry about that. That's just the part that holds onto the table. But this is a yarn meter. And so if you are the kind of person that mess around with yarn like I do, you need, sometimes we get purchased yarn or been gifted yarn. I don't know how much yarn it is. And this tells me how many yards. Actually go by feet. Okay. Alright, this is per foot. Does it go by? On feet. Okay, it's per foot. It measures yarn per foot. Do the math, figure out, 3 feet is a yard. Oh my God. What the hell? Stop. Go lay down. Go lay down. Hey. Come on. What's the problem? What's your struggle? Go lay down. If you had children, you know. And if you don't have children, what can I do for you, Coco? What can I do? What's the matter? No, what is it? What can I do? Okay, I'm gonna see if I can just hold on this for just a second. I closed the door because I was doing laundry, so I was trying to keep the noise down. But, she had to be in here. Her name is Coco Chanel. What do you want? She's in here with the bathroom. But anyway, these yarn meters are very important if you're working with yarns and threads. Well, I think it just takes off. I don't know if it's just a thread, but it's really good. I haven't used it yet, but I do have several cakes of yarn and several kinks of yarn that don't have any type of yardage on it. You might have, some of them do have a label telling you what kind of yarn it is, but it doesn't say anything about the yardage. And if you're making something, knitting, crocheting, weaving, you need to know how much, especially if you're a weaver, you need to know how much yarn you have. is important. Just like if you have fabric, you need to know how much fabric you have before you start a project. So these come in handy. I was fortunate enough to find one of these really at a great price. It was a resale, but I love the patina on this because it matches my yarn winder. Well, no, it's my thread holder. Well, I'll show it one day. It's where I thread it's my bobbin winder or while weaving. Not the bobbin winder on the sewing machine. When you weave, we have bobbins, just like almost like on a sewing machine. And they're kind of long, and I have a bobbin winder. And it's not a Harrisville. Mine is a Harrisville, but they have the same patina. So that's one of the reasons I really was in love with this. It came with a little pouch, and it came with some instructions. So I'm really happy about that. So before I begin some other major projects and I need to have yardage, I will be able to use that. And it has a little hook that holds onto the table, and I'm able to use that and find out how much yarn I have before I start a project. Just like I said, if you were quilting or making a dress or anything else, you need to know how much fabric you have. So that comes in handy. I only got down to 30 some odd minutes. So let me just come up with a couple more things. I had placed an order. I placed an order with Premier before the sale. Now I do have my sale order in, but I'm going to actually put that in the next video. This one in the next podcast. This one will be what I purchased before the sale. So, let me know. There's so much more that I need to go ahead and show you this. And before the sale, Premier here with the red bag. I'm not an affiliate. I'm going to give you no affiliate links or nothing like that. But I purchased this. Can you see it? I can't see it. I purchased a raffia. And the reason why, these are not raffia hats. I know you see me with my hats, with my buckets. They are all of my buckets are cotton. I think one of them, if you see, one or two of them are recycled cotton. I didn't recycle. I purchased it from Lion Brand. But this raffia here, I purchased a couple of them because I like to. And that's the thing about raffia. The labels do not stay on. They're hard to stay on. But what I am happy about is that they take rubber bands and they hold the raffia in. So I'm really like this. This is another color that I thought I purchased. This is chambray. I think I've got maybe already. I had a list here of all the colors that I had, but I wanted to get a couple of raffia so that I can make some more projects. So most people will knit or crochet in raffia. Crochet is, you do a lot better with crocheting. Knitting will really mess up your jack of your fingers. But this is a little dirty. This is my mouse pad that I made out of raffia. And I did this on my loom. I did it on my big floor loom. I just happen to have some rug cotton that I use that on. I don't talk about my weaving a lot here, but this is one. And I actually put this back underneath my mouse. But this is my woven project. And this is a bigger project. Now, you would think raffia would be really stiff. But no, it is not always stiff. This is a rug that I made with raffia. And the first time I did anything with raffia, I wanted to try something new. And and I did. And one thing I found out about raffia is that you can wash it, and it dries pretty quick. So I was really happy about that. And what I used, if you're a weaver, I used cotton yarn in my warp, and then I put the raffia in the weft. So the white that you see across here, that goes up and down, warp is up and down. It's cotton yarn. I can't remember. I'm looking at it now. I believe this is a warp cotton. It's not like your regular dishcloth cotton. This is a cotton. I think this is a cotton warp. I think this is a cotton I think I purchased from Hobby Lobby. They sell it kind of weirdly. It's not, I love this cotton, but it's when you go there, it's on the bottom, and it's a real thin cotton, and I use that in the warp, and I got this result. I got a nice plaid out of it, and this is why you need to know how much yarn you have, because in order to make things like plaid, you have to be able to do the math. And trust me, it's not hard math. I'm dyslexic. If I can do it, I have math dyslexia. If I can do that, you can do it. So don't tell me you can't do it. Yes, you can. It can be done. You just figure it out. It might not be perfect, but you'll get something like this. Now, of course, I got a couple mistakes in it. It was my very first time making a rug and using raffia, but I am really happy. I'm not one of those people that say you have to use rug, wool, and all this other stuff for weaving. I like to try different things. So that's some of my order from Premier. My next one is, they came out with this cotton sprout stripe this past spring, and I decided I was going to try it out. I got 2 different colors. I knew it was going to be thin, but I know it was going to be that thin. But we'll figure out what we're going to make from that. My girlfriend's daughter, her granddaughter, I started making her a shrug last year, and it's pretty nice shrug, but I ran out of the cotton there, so I will finish this up hopefully for her birthday, and have that ready, and I'll show it to you before I give it to her. But I needed this lavender, and I also used this in my weaving as well, but I had only had 1 of these, so I needed 2 to finish the shrug. So I will show you. If you're my age, you know what I'm talking about. It's a window pane shrug. It's not really going to keep you warm, but the summertime here is like 180,000 degrees. So, but it's cute. If she wears a little tank top, she wants to throw it over here. So that's what I'm going to finish up with her. So that's it with this particular order from Premier. I did catch up. I was able to catch the summer cotton sale. What is a summer sale? Some of it wasn't cotton, but it was a summer sale, and I caught that, and I have that bag. I will open it up on my next video. I don't want to make this much longer, so because I want to be able to. I only get 2 hours. I think an hour. I think get 2 hours with this particular recording thing, this StreamYard. So I only get like 2 hours a month, and I don't want to use too much of it. So, and I need to go to bed. Okay, it's like, for y'all who knows, it's almost time to pray. It's hard to, all right, and my phone will be going off soon, so I don't want you to have to disturb you with that. But like I had someone reach out and ask me about my stitch markers that are on Etsy. I showed them last podcast, and I just showed it to you in live. So what I'm going to do now is show you what they look like. I'm going to add this to the stage. All right, so this is these are the brass collection. They are for crocheters, but I also have them for knitters. And here's another one. Kind of up close, I hope you can see it. And these are the shells. I also have natural shells. And I think I got some other shells that have really like zebra and natural shell. And then we have the eye. So as you can see, these are knitted for knitting. I believe they run $5. I'm not sure for the price right now, but they're on my Etsy, and I will put the Etsy link up so you can find them. And like I said, this is the bronze collection. I have a couple of other collections that are silver, gold, with the shells, silver and gold. And I'm trying to think, what else do we have? We also have progress keepers in the shell, the natural shells. So just let me go back over them again so you can see them. And these have like a little purplish, burnish looking little design in. But these are I believe these are the lowest priced ones. I will put the other ones in along with the I'll show them next time. So with that, I don't want to keep me any longer because I only got a few minutes left. These are trying to stretch this out in case I have more things to talk about. Anyway, so much. Thank you so much for showing up. Thank you for watching. Please let me know how much you like this. Subscribe, please, and share this with your friends, just in case they might want to come to Vegas. Like I said in my last podcast, if you hadn't made it to Vegas by last time was June 2nd when I recorded last. If you haven't made it to Vegas by then, it is too hot, and I hate to say don't come to Vegas, but unless you come out here to go to the mountains or stay in a hotel, it's too hot to be walking around. And we just had a big major windstorm yesterday, so most of the valley is out. Their lights are out because and I can, before I came in and walked the dogs earlier, and we started getting thunder on the mountain. So we might get monsoon this year. Who knows? Woohoo! we haven't had a real monsoon in years. So with that, I want to thank you so much for showing up. Thank you so much for allowing me to show out. And have a good one. Peace. Salam. Adios. Shalom.